Please be advised there are spoilers ahead related to the property being watched and or discussed. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ashamoji TV. If you're new here, bienvenue, welcome. This is where I like to watch, react, and give my 2 cents about a couple of properties related to sci-fi and fantasy. So in today's video, I am going to be doing a new round of binge watching of episodes from the 7th season of Supernatural. And so in this video, I'm going to be pressing play on episode 4 titled Defending Your Life. It sounds so dramatic, as I'm sure it will be. So what I'm going to try to do is be a bit more consistent with giving you, my viewers, somewhat of an informal recap in my own words as to what I've understood from the previous episodes or from the previous binge watch. So don't worry, I'm not going to start from the beginning in every episode, or in every video, excuse me. I'm going to just like for instance, I'm going to be binge watching episodes 4, 5, and 6. So I'll give you, in my own words, what I've understood and learned from episodes 1, 2, and 3, respectively. Okay, so starting with episode 1, Castiel comes back proclaiming himself as God. We find out he is not God, and Death pretty much, tries to put him in his place with that. Instead, we find out that he's being possessed by entities known as the Leviathans, and they are hungry for power. They want to be the new god of that realm. And we also find out that Sam, unfortunately, he's, what's the best way to put it? I would say he's having psychotic episodes where he is seeing hallucinations of Lucifer. But I'm questioning as a viewer how much of it is really hallucinations or how much of it could be actual influence from Lucifer himself from from being in hell, right? Because at the end of the day, he is an archangel and there's a tethering. Well, that's what I'm seeing, understanding for now, that there is some kind of tethering between the two. But nonetheless, it's heartbreaking to watch that Sam is having a hard time deciphering reality versus fiction, and that really gets amped up even more so in episode 2, Hello Cruel World, where Castiel is trying his best to contain these crazy leviathans within him, but he fails, unfortunately, and they seem to have killed him by exploding out of his body somewhat in the water supply, the local water supply. And so essentially these leviathans are like black goo, a collective consciousness of black goo that individualize themselves by possessing different human bodies. That's the best way I can say it. And so Castiel is no longer in the picture for now, obviously. I'm well aware that this actor is in the series throughout the entire thing. So I'm just going to, anticipate how and when they bring him back in the story. And then we had episode 3, The Girl Next Door. I actually really do like that episode, and that's one of those moral dilemma type episodes where they introduce a kitsune. And this kitsune actually has a past history with Sam, a young teenage Sam. They had a crush on each other, so it seems. But the main point of it is that this kitsune, as a grown-up, starts taking human life to save her son, and Sam gives her a pass mainly because she saved him as a young teenage boy from her kitsune mother, who was on a rage to kill hunters who were after them, which really was the case. Dean and their father were after them at that point in time. But the big drama was at the end when Dean finds out about this kitsune, and not only that she has killed humans to save her son, but that he's convinced that she'll likely have another excuse or reason to kill again. And so he goes behind Sam's back and kills her. And the way they did that, on screen, was quite dramatic. And I have my thoughts about it, which I've shared in my reaction video. But overall, it is what it is, so we'll see what happens from there on. So the title of this episode is Defending Your Life, and I can only presume the Winchesters will be in a position where they have to defend their lives somehow. Which is in every episode, isn't it? Anyway, if you are ready to watch me react to this episode, let's get ready to count down to play. If not, feel free, of course, to skip on over to the afterthoughts, my 2 cents worth, where I share my favorite scene from the episode. So, hopefully, I'll see you at some point. Oh, oh, yeah. Instant action. Oh, frosty breath. What? Yo, is it Christine? Like officially now? An actual ghost car?
You seem good.
Man, for me. By the way, thank you.
Or?
Amy, I know you didn't want to let her go, but it was the right thing to do. So, thanks.
Sure. Oh, gosh. The fact that they brought it up again, like, is he gonna find out in this episode?
Matthew Hammond seems to have been crushed to death. By? Well, if we weren't on the 10th floor, I'd say by a car.
Yes, killer car on the loose. Well, the damage seems quite minimal for a car to do, just based on what I think I just saw.
Some kind of ghost? With a license? License to kill.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Hey, works, kinda.
What do you got?
I don't know. Looks like some kind of powder. Sulfur? No, just dirt. Could be Christine like.
They said it. Because Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Duran. Died at 10. Wow. So who was she? I don't know.
10-year-old girl.
Elizabeth Duran, killed 10 years ago when a neighbor backed out of his driveway, didn't see her bike. No one was ever charged. Police ruled it an accident.
Let me guess, the neighbors are a 10th floor pancake.
Regardless, now that we got a decent beat on Ghost Rider, let's go.
What?
Burn her bones. Put her to rest.
Wow, she's pretty powerful if she can possess a car and get into his living room. Where's the dog?
There's a dog after me.
What is your address?
I don't know. I'm some restaurant somewhere.
Sir?
What the hell?
Hello?
Okay. There's more at play here. This is too completely off from the first death. How'd that dog get in there?
Christopher Fisher was ripped to shreds in a wild animal attack last night.
It is a dangerous world out there.
Meaning?
5 years ago, he was arrested for running a dogfighting operation.
Classy.
Okay.
What is it? Do dogs even have ghosts?
The first I've heard of it.
That sounds weird. A ghost dog?
No weirder than ghost car, you know.
It's a manifestation, though, related to their problem.
So he got busted, got probation, started volunteering in an animal shelter.
Yeah, because he had to.
At first, yeah, but he kept going long after he served his time. It looks like he got really into it. Raised a lot of money for the cause.
That sucks. So, dog kills him even though he tried to do good after.
So, guess what I found? Red dirt under his nails, on his shoes too.
Just like the car crash guy's floor.
Yeah. So, gotta be someplace around here they both walked.
Alright, that means it's a completely different entity, probably. Setting this all up. Guy, where'd he come from?
Okay, well, why don't we get you out of here before you get roadkill, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let me guess. He's another victim? Running away from something?
Look, you're good people, I can see that. But you can't do anything for me. No one can.
Why not?
Because it's all impossible. You don't even believe me.
We'll try it.
He bumped into the right guys.
So then what were you running from?
Oh, I told you. The trial. All I know is 1 minute I'm at the bar and the next I get jumped. Wake up in a damn courtroom.
What? A courtroom in a barn?
In this bar where you were grabbed?
Neil's Tavern.
Same place Matthew Hammond went before his car accident. Think maybe Dog Guy went there too?
commonplace.
But there was these weird symbols.
Symbols? Do you remember any of them? Can you draw them?
This is a good mystery. I love this. I am completely out of guesses here.
So what? You're saying, like, you don't want to work the job anymore?
Just say, you know, one simple freaking day on the job, is that too much to ask?
Yes, it is. For your life.
Everything's fine. Look, let's go back to that farm.
Oh, no, I'm not going back.
Warren, I need your help finding that barn.
It's red, it stands out.
It's red, it stands out.
Okay. Fine. I need you to stay inside the circle until I get back. Okay? Stay put.
At least he's got TV to watch. I'm scared to see if that salt even works.
You work the night shift?
Why? Plan on making this a regular thing?
No, I just got a few questions. Believe it or not, I'm a cop.
I believe it. You look like you've seen some crap.
You have no idea.
Like to hear people's problems, do you?
I get curious. On occasion.
She's behind it all. It's all her.
You would do something behind someone's back because you had to.
Now you feel bad? Well, Dean, if you had to, I feel guilty. Doesn't make any sense.
Unless you know you shouldn't have done it the way he did it. I think not telling Sam is the big thing. Oh, that's the red dirt.
Hey, Bobby, what do you got?
Those chicken scratches. Definitely Egyptian. Book of the Dead.
So, good news then.
They identify the god Osiris. Real authoritarian type.
What?
He gets a hold of you, he's judge, jury, and executioner.
Or he can grow your crops as well.
So what's he doing in Dearborn?
Well, it seems like he just pops up and does his circuit judge act and then disappears again. It means you two got to get the hell out of Dodge. This guy hones in on people that feel guilty. Who does that sound like to you?
Oh, Dean. Osiris. All that's left is Isis, his brother Set, maybe his kids, right? Horus and Anubis.
Is this Dean's phone?
Yeah.
Well, he was supposed to meet me here.
Where are you? I can be right there.
That's a good tie-in for her to find the phone, create that connection with Sam. I like that. It's small things like that, you know? Looks like Salt is not going to do it.
Sam? No, please. I'm sorry.
Man!
Please, you did it to us.
There?
Thanks.
This Osiris is like just shedding dirt from the barn. Oh, throne and everything. Oh my gosh. Please dress him up like as the ultimate pharaoh. Please.
What's squirming, Mr. Winchester? The Houdini proof.
Good casting. Mr. Tahir.
You and that waitress had quite a talk, huh? Get a couple of drinks in you and the guilt comes pouring out.
Eavesdropper, that's cute.
Speaking of, you're gonna skulk all night, Sam?
It's so dark though. I guess they're trying to make up for what they couldn't put on set or what? Like budget wise.
Osiris. He's an Egyptian god.
Ta-da!
One out of many.
If anyone should be on trial, it's me.
That's for me to decide. Now go away.
But he has the right to an attorney, doesn't he?
Huh.
Let me defend him.
Well, that's unusual.
Are you going to respect his rights or not?
What? in trial here?
I can make it very simple. 3 witnesses.
Objection.
Very fine objection. Denied.
What? Why?
Because I'm the judge, son.
Well, then
Prosecution calls
Sam's job is useless.
Joanna Beth Harvell to the stand.
Joe! Joe! Oh my gosh, what?
Joe?
Dean. Sam. Long time.
Why Joe, though?
What is your relationship to Dean Winchester?
I had a crush on him.
Was it hard
What?
working with him? Considering your feelings,
No. What feelings?
you would have done quite a bit for him. Followed him into any battle.
Where did she come from? Shouldn't she be in heaven?
You would have chosen the exact same road. Ended up in that hardware store. Holding a fuse.
Well, you're a piece of work, you know that.
Oh, yeah, Dean didn't do that to her. This is a very unfair trial.
Your dad was in the what?
Yes, he was.
You idolized him.
Basically.
So why'd you start? To impress some loudmouth ass you just met? Or because you wanted to be like your dad?
Daddy issues. Definitely.
This whole show is about daddy issues.
Next witness. Prosecution calls Sam Winchester to the stand.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be the Kitsune, because that seems to be where they're going. Dean's guilt.
But were you not happily out of the family racket until Dean showed back up in that gas guzzler? The truth now.
That's because their father's missing. Only natural Dean would turn to Sam for help.
But don't you think that your brother dragged you back into that catastrophic mess because he'd rather damn you with him than be alone?
No, I don't buy that.
No. One way or another, I got him pulled back in.
You know that for certain.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
I'm positive.
I believe you. I don't decide anything, Sam. I don't decide Dean's guilt. I just weigh the guilt that's already there.
So these witnesses are just puppets?
So if Dean believes he's innocent, then he is?
If. A big if. People want to be judged. They really do. When your heart's heavy, let me tell you, real punishment's a mercy.
Not lying there.
So, Dean, when you came and got me, did you know Jess would die? Or any of it?
Of course not.
What about Joe? Did you actually kill her?
No.
Isn't it true that you don't feel guilty about her? That you're just sad she's dead? That it just blows?
Pun intended.
Does any of this feel like it's really on you?
Not really.
They're gonna get him to confess to the Kitsune's death, right?
All right. Because I really enjoyed that, I'm going to be generous and ask, Dean, do you want me to call my last witness?
Okay, yeah. That's like the most obvious thing. Oh my gosh. Sam is gonna freak out. And then he probably won't defend him anymore.
Enough Alan McBeal. Just drop the hammer, will you?
He's giving us more
It's
time.
not gonna make a difference, Sam.
You need another moment? You done? The court's reached a verdict. I find you, Dean Winchester,
Guilty?
guilty in your heart and sentence you to die. I suggest you get your affairs in order quickly.
This is so weird. So weird. Like the tone of it is I don't know how to describe it right now. But it is entertaining. It's entertaining.
Damn it, I told him.
Okay, my only guess is that Dean will come clean so that the guilt will fade away, and it'll be like at the last minute before the Osiris guy is like, all right, forget my judgment.
As near as I can figure, it ought to put him down for a couple of centuries at least. It's worked a few times since the pharaohs were big.
So it's temporary?
Long temporary. I say we slap that band-aid on and leave finding a cure to some hunter in a spacesuit.
The ram's horn? Where am I gonna find a ram's horn in Dearborn?
No clue. But make sure it's a sharp piece. He ain't gonna let you stab him twice.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sure they'll find one conveniently.
Huh. Apparently, Jewish people blow through them once a year.
Where are you gonna find them this time of night?
Is that real?
Synagogue?
You're gonna steal from the temple. That's a new low. Dick's gonna sick Joe after me, Sam.
Your Honor, Dean. You don't deal with ghosts.
That doesn't make sense. It would be Joe. I understand for entertainment value, but Joe died in her mom's arms. Like she was slashed by the hellhounds. Blown up. Like, if anything, the ghost they should have used is the Kitsune's ghost. Maybe the actress, they couldn't get a hold of her. Or Dean's cousin. Shot her point blank. While possessed, yes.
You know, I'd never do this.
I know. It's okay.
No, it's not. You deserve better.
No, you did. You deserve better, Joe.
So he's using Joe to kill him against her own will?
You know, hunters are never kids. I never was. I didn't even stop to think about
It's
it.
not your fault. It wasn't on you.
No, but I didn't want to do it alone. Who does? The right thing would have been to send your ass back home to your mom.
I'd like to have seen you try.
I was just thinking that. She would have never let him.
Dean,
Yeah.
it's time.
The... Please correct me. But that's not how she died. Like, she died in her mom's arms. Am I wrong about that? Did I misunderstand that whole episode?
He's making me do this.
It's okay.
Okay, well, Sam's obviously going to save the day somehow. At the last minute. Voila! You're released.
Joe?
That was, interesting.
I got a question. So where the hell did that come from? Volunteering to defend me.
Well, he was going to go to law school.
I mean, I get why Judge Judy put me on trial. I got guilt coming out of my pores, but why do you skip you?
Yeah, good question.
I think I just don't feel guilty anymore. Like, I don't know what to tell you, Dean. I mean, I spent a lot of time feeling pretty crappy. Like, my whole life.
What, do you have a secret stash of happy pills?
Share it. Puff, puff, pass, you know?
I mean, you really feel like your slate's wiped?
No. Nothing ever gets wiped. You know, sometimes I see Lucifer when I friggin' brush my teeth, but I don't know. I guess I just finally feel like my past is my past, and I can move on with my life. You know, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Take some of that strength there, Dean. That's, quite some willpower there.
I mean, I don't want to sound lame, but I kind of feel good, Dean.
Oh, that's good. That's good! Dean always wants Sam to be happy. I mean, hey, you know, he was tortured in hell. What more price can you pay? And so was Dean, which is all the more, like, crazy. But that's you know, Dean's personality and all that. Okay, so that is a wrap on episode 4. I'm gonna breeze through some of the scenes and then share with you my favorite one. Well, it's fair to say that the title of this episode is quite apt. Defending your life. Literally. Sam defending Dean's life, more or less. Okay, so I had a hard time picking a favorite scene. So it's essentially probably the only scene that merits any attention. So most of you won't be surprised by my choice. And that's when Joe is revealed as the first witness against Dean. And although I'm really confused by that choice, I can only just kind of leave it up to the fact that they needed a character that has some emotional tie to Dean, and also fans, viewers would easily connect with, right? Because I was saying during my reaction that it would have been a lot better to simply just bring the Kitsune at that point. But, you know, we just met her in the previous episode, and there's not much of a connection aside from the fact that Dean killed her. So having Joe for entertainment purposes, I get it. But I was also kind of just annoyed too that she didn't die the way she was going to kill Dean. I mean, yes, there was an explosion, and that was a setup at that time, but from what I remember, and until I'm corrected further, she died in Ellen's arms. And that's why Ellen had to be the one to pull the trigger to blow up the hardware store. And placing any guilt towards Dean related to that. No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Yet. Anyway, right? I'm saying yet because I'm sure maybe I'm getting something wrong, and a number of you might correct me about that. So essentially, that is the most memorable scene, alongside, you know, mashed into the reveal of the big baddie of the week or of the episode, and that is Osiris, right? One of the Egyptian gods. Egyptology was one of my favorite subjects back in high school, actually, when we were learning ancient civilizations, and I remember some stuff here and there. I do like stuff referring to ancient Egypt. So, you know, I guess on some level, here's hoping maybe they might bring back another god that they can play with. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do that, because this kind of show likes to dive into different types of lore and mythologies that likely I may not be aware of. Who knows? Who knows? Now, as for my Ashamoji rating for this episode, if I'm going to be honest, I'm teetering between 2.5 to 3 Ashamojis. But because it was still entertaining, even though some stuff didn't make sense to me, I'm going to give it 3 Ashamojis. So there you have it, everyone. That is my reaction to episode 4 of the 7th season of Supernatural. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about this scene. What other characters do you think they could have brought up? Let's say we had all the pick of actors that have been on this show. Who would have been another awesome key witness to have that has not been addressed or even hinted at in this episode, right? Like the Kitsune. I had mentioned in my reaction the cousin, right? I can't remember her name. Oh, gosh. But yeah, you know, when Dean was conworm possessed, he killed her point blank. So I could see her having beef with Dean. Yeah, let me know in the comment section. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed this reaction video, and if you want access to my full reaction or ways to also support this channel, all those details are in the description box below. But until my reaction to episode 5, I'm tuning out, peacing out. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.